त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। Namaste. Welcome to the third yoga lesson. In today's lesson, I want to focus on two things. The yoga that I want to do today is for addressing back problems. And of course, I will talk about a topic later on, as I always do. So first of all, back problems. Back problems are one of the most common problems in modern society. And yoga has wonderful solutions for back problems. And in my several years of teaching, more than a decade of teaching, I have developed some simple routine to address back problems, which generally is very successful. If you remember one thing, that is, yoga takes time to have its effect. If you are expecting quick results, then you may be disappointed, because you should remember that your back problem probably developed over decades of bad posture or not doing any exercise, not doing any stretching. It's developed slowly, so give it some time. Give it 6 months, give it 1 year, and you will see improvements. And these are very simple things that I'm going to try and teach. There are many complex postures and asanas also, but I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to do very simple routines. Try these and see. And I guarantee you that you will get benefit. There is an aspect of yoga which you should remember, which is relaxation. And modern research shows that back problems are also related to mental situations. Somebody who is very stressed out often gets back problems, even though there is no structural defect. Still people get back problems. And for this, there's the famous book by John Sarno. You could read that book. He describes this a lot, that back pain is also a mental problem. It's created in the head a lot also. Anyway, I'm going to focus a little bit on some asanas and also some simple relaxation at the end to address the back problems. So let us start with simple loosening of the body a little bit before we start some of the asanas. So let's sit straight. Let's pull the abdomen inside, and we will do some simple neck exercises just to stretch the spine right from the top to the bottom. You'll notice when you do these neck exercises that your spine, if you observe it carefully, you feel the stretch right up to the bottom here. Every movement in the body has an effect. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Very good. Now turn to the left as far as you can and turn to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, that loosened up the upper part of the spine a little bit and also had its impact in the lower part of the body to some extent. Let's do the shoulder rotations now. So pull your abdomen in again and let's lift the shoulders up and rotate it backwards. 1, 2, lift the shoulders high. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Forward rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Take a deep breath and exhale. And now we will do spinal twist. Twist the body and push with your hand on the knee and twist from the hips. 1, go to the other side. 2, push with the hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Very good. Take your legs forward now. And let's put them flat on the ground. And we will do what we call grinding rice. In the olden days, people used to have a rice grinding machine which they used to rotate a stone like this. So this imitates that exercise. So let's go like this. 1. The other hand on the abdomen. 2. Go only from the hips. From here you move. 3, 4. Remember not to bend the knees. Keep this flat. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. If you moved properly, you should have felt some stretching happening in the hips region and the lower back too. Take a deep breath and exhale. And now let's take the legs apart as far as you can go. Come a little forward like that and let the legs be flat on the ground, toes pointing up. And let's go like this as far as we can. 1, 2, remember not to bend the knees. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Take a deep breath and exhale. So these were some warm-ups that we did. And now we will get on to some postures for relieving back pain. So for this, let's start with lying on your back. And we will do Sarvothan. Sarvothan means benefit for the whole body. Take your hands on your abdomen and stretch up. And point your toes to the other wall and keep breathing deeply. Take deep breaths. See your hip, feel your hip and lower back stretching when you take deep breaths.
exhalation, bring the hands back and relax. You could repeat this any number of times, 3 times, 4 times. It's very beneficial. And all these postures that I'm doing, you could do them at your own pace. You don't have to do it at this speed. Because this is a video program, I'm just showing you everything quickly, but you can do it slowly, at your pace. Now bend your knees, hands on the sides like this, and we are going to roll the knees down to one side, all the way to the ground. Take your head to the other side. You feel a beautiful stretch of the hips, and then go to the other side, and let's keep doing this. 30 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Continue. 27, 28, 29, 30. This rolling is a very beautiful exercise, and you could do more of it. You could do 50, you could do 100. Really loosens up all the muscles here, and your digestive system gives a very good exercise to the whole lower part of your body. Let's relax for a few seconds, take a few breaths. Yoga is to be done in a relaxed way. There is no hurry for anything. You could pause in between, listen to your body. And now we will do Jatara Parivartanasana, which means stomach rotated pose. We will do the half version first. So for this, your hands on the sides, horizontal on the sides, lift your one leg up, right leg up, and keeping it stiff and straight, drop it towards the hand. And if you can reach your leg, that's good. You can reach it and pull it. If you cannot reach it, that's also fine. Turn your head to the other side, keeping both legs stiff and straight. Try to lift this leg higher. Don't forget to breathe. It's important to hold the poses for at least 30 seconds. Now keeping the legs stiff and straight, lift it straight up again. And bring it down. And all yoga postures should be repeated symmetrically. So I'm going to repeat it on the other side. And of course you should hold that for 30 seconds. I'm just speeding it up. And take a deep breath and exhale. The full version of this is to lift both the legs up and drop it slowly using all your strength. Do not let it fall down. Use your strength to hold it up and bring it down, and then try to reach your leg with the hands and stretch with the other side, other hand, and turn your head to that side. And you need to go to the other side also, so lift your legs up using all your strength and go down to the other side. And once again stretch out, keeping your legs stiff and straight. And of course you need to hold it for 30 seconds, but I'm going to take it out quickly. And bring it down. Take a deep breath and exhale. And now we will do a very beautiful relaxation for the lower back. It is known as pelvic tilt. And here's the mechanics of it. If you bend your knees, or even if you lie normally, you'll notice that there is an arch below your body here, where your spine sort of turns this way, and it builds a bridge kind of thing. There's a gap here, you'll notice. In pelvic tilt, we try to close this gap. This is the same as Marjari asana or cat pose done in lying down position. So you close this gap by pulling your navel down. You see, the gap is now closed. I can't push my hand in anymore. And lift the pelvis up a little bit when this gap is closed. This is the one motion, and then go back to normal. Now there's a gap again. And let's do this 30 times. In a smooth and nice way. Don't tense up the muscles. Just move it gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Continue 30 times. Seven, 28, 29, 30. What a beautiful exercise it is, relaxing and very, very beneficial massage for the spinal column. Depending on the level of your back pain, you could do more of this, or you could do it more than once a day. Extremely beneficial for relaxing the lower back. Take a few deep breaths. And now we will do a very famous asana of yoga. Extremely beneficial for the lower back without actually exercising the lower back. So it basically exercises the hamstrings, which creates space for the lower back to expand, and therefore it is extremely beneficial, but it needs to be done the right way. And for that, Supta Padangushthasana is the name of this posture. Supta means supine, lying on the back. Pada Angushtha is big toe of the leg. It's called Pada Angushtha. I'm going to teach a variation of this. You lift your leg up and grab it anywhere above the knee. And you need to remember to keep this straight. So don't keep it like this. Many people try to pull it like this. The effect is much lesser if you do that. Lock the knees, straighten it, and then pull back as far as you can, keeping the other leg straight. deep exhalation and try to pull it a little bit more. You can lift your head up. Exhale. Feel the stretch. Breathe into the stretch here. Breathe into the stretch. Slowly take the legs back. Bend the knees. Give a little tug and inhale. What a beautiful stretch for the hamstrings and relief for the lower back. As always, we need to repeat on the other side. Remember to keep it straight. And exhale and pull back. Keep breathing. Breathe into the hamstrings. And exhale and go back. Give a little tug and inhale. Sometimes some people cannot reach their legs properly, so you could use a prop, which is like a belt like this. This is just part of a suitcase, so you don't need to buy a belt or something. If you can improvise a belt in any way at home, that's good enough. You could use it in many ways to do this. You could put it behind your ankles and you could pull it like this. Just remember to keep this straight. That's important. Pull it like this and feel it. Or you could put it like this and also pull it like that. So that's a little improvisation. One more very nice exercise is to what I call the hip rolling, rolling of the hips. So you roll the hips by stretching one leg longer than the other. See, one leg is longer, this is shorter, this leg is shorter now, that the other leg is longer, and then you make the other leg longer and this one shorter. So you just do this, you should feel like a rolling sensation in the hips. Just do this 30 times. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Continue. Twenty-eight, 29, 30. Take a deep breath and exhale. And now I want to show you a very interesting posture. This is called Viparita Karani. I'm going to do a variation of this on the wall. Extremely beneficial for lower back problems. And for this you come near a wall with your legs on the side and then you swing your legs up to the wall and lift yourself up and go close to the wall. So you're just touching the wall and you're like this right angle here. You make this nice right angle and you'll notice the first thing is your lower back, this arch here is gone. See, the back is pushed towards the ground. When you do this, push your legs a little bit to the wall, keep your hand on the abdomen and breathe deeply. A little effort is needed in this posture. It is mostly a relaxing posture, but the little effort is you push this leg with your heels, you push on the wall the rest of the body just remains relaxed. And keep breathing. And enjoy this posture. You can remain in this posture for 3 to 5 minutes. Very, very beneficial for lower back. And to come out of this pose, just drop your feet to one side and just come to a sitting position. And that's it. Basically, that's the small routine for lower back problems. And as I said, we need to conclude this with relaxation, which is a very focused relaxation. It's not like sleeping, it is like focused relaxation called Shavasana. Shava means corpse. So like a corpse, you're going to lie down. I will just demonstrate this for a few minutes. But after all these, any yoga sequence, you should relax for a few minutes, say 10 minutes, 15 minutes if you can. And for this, you just lie on your back comfortably. Drop all your worries. Just let your hands drop to the sides, palms facing up. Let your ankles fall to the sides. Just take a few deep breaths. And then mentally you can do a progressive relaxation, what is called, by taking your attention to different parts of the body. So start with the top of the head, back of the head, the face, the neck, shoulder, left shoulder, upper arm, the whole arm, right shoulder and the whole arm, the chest, upper back, abdominal region, lower back, hips, left thighs, left knee, left calf muscle, left ankle, left foot, left toes, right hip, right thighs, right knee, right calf muscle, right ankle, right foot and toes. And once you do this progressive relaxation, just be very still. And if you can switch off the lights and make it dim, it's even better. And just lie in this position with full attention. Do not fall asleep.
Namaste. Hope you enjoyed the asanas for back pain. I will plan to do one more little video on back pain in some future episode. But for now, anybody who has back pain can try those and see if you benefit. Definitely there will be a lot of benefit. And as I said, you need to practice it for a longer time. Okay? So it's time for today's topic. And the topic I have chosen for today is Pranayama. Pranayama, as you know, is the fourth limb of Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. The Yama, Niyama, Asana and Pranayama. So it's interesting that Patanjali decided to give a separate limb for Pranayama. Although most people think Pranayama is just a breathing practices, types of breathing. But if it was just breathing, then Patanjali would have just included it along with the postures. You know, do some exercises and do some breathing, and it's all part of the exercise. So there must be something else to Pranayama that made Patanjali to give it a separate limb. And indeed there is. Pranayama is a very wide field, and modern research shows how powerful it is for many aspects of human development and healing and so on. So I want to elaborate a little bit on this. So let's start with pranayama, the word. The word pranayama is made up of two words, prana and ayama. Prana is the life force. Although it's not apparent to most people, our body is run by a life force called prana. The generic name for it is prana, but there are actually 5 pranas, and they are called the pancha pranas. I do not want to go into the details of the pancha pranas, but you can find it on the internet. Try to search for pancha prana or 5 pranas and you will find it. They take care of different functions of the body like digestion and breathing and so on. But the body is basically run by these 5 pranas to a great extent, almost automatically. And I will elaborate on that a little bit more. And I want to give an example from real life, because all of us actually practice pranayama without even knowing it. And I want to give an example from your life. Each one of us does it. Let's take the scenario where you come home from a tiring day, either at work or you went shopping, or you're very tired and you came home and you dumped this big bag of yours, either a bag or a laptop or something. And do you notice what happens at that time? You say something like, before you put the bag down. Or even if you go to the bathroom in the workplace and you meet a friend of yours there and you say, "Oh, how many meetings today? What a tiring day. Oh, what a tiring day." I don't know if you noticed that the sentence is preceded by an outgoing breath. This is the body's natural mechanism to relieve stress from the body. Just try it once with great attention and see how beautiful it feels when you exhale like that. You will feel a great relief. So pranayama is not just about oxygen and carbon dioxide, it's about stress relief. It has a deep impact on the mind and body. And that is why Patanjali decided to give it a separate limb. There are many more deeper meanings for pranayama, and I just will try to explain some of them. In a book called Tattva Bodha, which was written by Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, he describes the 5 sheaths in the body. Sheaths means layers, or it's not really layers, I will explain. And they are called Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. These are 5 koshas or sheaths. The first kosha is Annamaya Kosha. And Shankaracharya says that our body is Annamaya, which means it is food. This body, this bone and flesh that we have, is food. And it is food because you know that when we die, we are eaten up by bacteria and other organisms till nothing remains. Otherwise, a dead body will remain there forever. It's eaten up. So we are food. We eat food and we are food for somebody else. That's why it's called Annamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha is the next sheath. And it represents the 5 functions of the body, internal pranic functions like breathing, digestion, excretion, and so on. And pranayama enhances the ability of the pranamaya kosha to efficiently run the body, fight diseases, and be very effective in the management of the body. So pranayama helps with that. Now, a more deep meaning for pranayama. For this, I want to go a little detail into our nervous system. If you remember your high school biology books, you may remember that our body consists of two nervous systems. One is called the central nervous system and one is called the autonomic nervous system. They are respectively connected to what we call the conscious body and the subconscious body, or the voluntary body and the involuntary body. The central nervous system is the one we commonly use. For example, if I feel an itch on my forehead, I put my hand and scratch it. I can do this any number of times I want, consciously. I am using the central nervous system. The autonomic nervous system, on the other hand, controls the automatic processes in the body or the involuntary processes in the body. For example, your heartbeat or sweating. I cannot tell myself, start sweating. I cannot do that because it's controlled by the autonomic nervous system. I can only indirectly make sweat happen by jogging or something like that, but I don't have direct control on it. Every process in your body can be classified either as a voluntary process or involuntary process. For example, your heartbeat is an involuntary process. Your digestive process is involuntary. You just eat your food and you go and watch TV. It digests by itself. You don't have to actually do something to digest it. It is controlled through one of the panchapranas. Your heartbeat is controlled through prana. Your blood pressure is controlled through prana. These are all involuntary processes. Voluntary processes are like chewing the food is voluntary process. Scratching is voluntary process. Talking is a voluntary process. And now you probably are guessing what I'm going to ask next. What about breathing? Is it a voluntary process or an involuntary process? I'll give you a few seconds to think about that. And isn't the answer obvious? It is both. In fact, breathing is the only major process in your body which is both involuntary and voluntary. I can control my breath anytime I want. I can stop my breath. But the moment I stop controlling my breath, something comes and takes over the breath and makes it happen by itself. This is what happens when you go to sleep. You may be doing pranayama and then you may go to sleep, but as soon as you sleep, the autonomic nervous system takes over the breathing process. It is the only process. See the beauty of the design of the human body. All the life critical processes like breathing, heartbeat, blood circulation, digestion, excretion, these are all out of your control. Thank God they are out of your control, because otherwise you may forget to perform those actions. But coming back to the breath, if you go deep into this design of the breath, you'll see that it's controllable by the conscious voluntary processes. It's also controlled through the involuntary processes, which means it has one foot in the conscious and one foot in the subconscious. So pranayama is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. You see, the first three limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, yama, niyama, asana, have to deal with the external world. Your body is also part of the external world. And after pranayama comes pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, which are the internalization processes, which deal with your subconscious and superconscious and whatnot. Pranayama is the bridge that takes you from the conscious to the sub or superconscious. Once I had asked my yoga teacher that some of the people who have great powers, yogis, power to heal people and they had miraculous powers, how did they get those powers? And he told me totally through pranayama it is possible to get these powers. Of course, that's why pranayama is also considered dangerous if it is over practiced, because it can lead to uncontrollable energy in the body, which can cause havoc if you are not spiritually matured enough to handle it. So pranayama does have enormous powers. It can give you power to heal and so on, to heal your own body. But let us apply it towards healing your own body, because it has tremendous capabilities for that. If you practice pranayama regularly, there are many types of pranayamas which you can find in a class. You can go to a yoga class and learn the pranayamas like Kapalabhati, Ujjayi pranayama, Anulom Vilom pranayama, Brahmari pranayama, Bhastrika pranayama. So many beautiful pranayamas. They all have enormous benefit for your body. It takes care of a lot of constitutional diseases and brings balance back to the body. And it helps to take you back in your life 10 years back what you were. Pranayama can help you to take you there. And you can start practicing pranayama after asanas, and after the pranayama you can do shavasana. It's extremely beneficial. So that was a little about the deeper meaning of pranayama. And there is enormous amount of literature available on the internet of modern research about how pranayama helps the body and help to relax and to get rid of stress. Because in this modern society, stress is a big creator of disease. Deadly diseases like cancer get created through stress. So it is imperative that you practice pranayama as part of the system of yoga. And of course, followed by pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, which are the, in my opinion, the most supreme practice of meditation, which of course I will try to describe in a future class. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next class. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.